I have been asked to come up with a scenario for the brief A Day in the Life of. My idea is to photograph an amateur football team on match day and show how they prepare for the game, what happens during the game, and how the players relax after the game. The reason I chose football as a subject to capture is because I want to encourage people to be active and keep fit. I want to show football is a good sport to play and that it can keep you healthy. I hope these photographs have an impact on young people's tolerance towards keeping fit and being active. I also hope that young people will find football a good sport to play and that it will encourage them to keep them fit and be active. For the Day in the Life of project, I researched 2 sport photographers. One of the photographers is Stuart Clark, and my photographs link with his work because I looked at his work on an amateur football team, and I looked at what he took and where he took the photos from. By doing this, I could link his work to mine. The other photographer is Livon Biss, who is a sports photographer as well. I linked my work to his by looking at some action shots that he did for an advertising campaign, and incorporated this into my work by taking photographs of the Seven Stars team in action shots as well. This first photograph shows a player helping put the nets up on the goal. The photograph represents a lack of money in the amateur game because there's no groundsman to put the net up. This photograph works because it shows clearly what the player is doing. The meaning behind this photo is to show that in the amateur game, you are being active by doing tasks before the game. This next photograph was taken during their warm-up, and it represents how Seven Stars warm up for their games. I believe this photograph works because by looking at it you can tell the squad are warming up because they've got their coats on and you can see them moving side to side. I think the meaning behind this photo is that you need to be prepared for an amateur game. I believe this photograph is the best one I have taken. I believe this photograph does represent the amateur game because you have the unfinished net waiting to be put up, and you can also see the used tape on the crossbar from all the games in the past. You can also see the muddy goal mouth at the bottom as well, which shows that the grass has been worn away. I do think this photograph works because of the sunning level with the crossbar, and the tape on the crossbar tells you that those goalposts are being used a lot. The meaning of this photo is that the footballers don't just play the game, they have tasks to do as well before and after the game. This photograph represents the physical part of the game. I think this photo works because it's close up, you can also see what's happening and you can see the players battling for the ball. I think the meaning behind this photo is that the game can be physically demanding, which is good as it keeps you healthy. This next photograph I think represents the pace and flow of the game, with all the players in the shot running. I believe it works because it's very dynamic because all the players are in an action pose. I think the meaning behind this photo is that the amateur game is a fast flowing and end-to-end game. I believe this photograph represents how challenging the game can be, because the Seven Stars player is trying to find a way through his opponent's defence. This photograph works because it's close up and you can clearly see what's happening, and looking at the player's body language, you can see he's thinking what to do. The meaning behind this photo is just that the amateur game can be mentally challenging as well as a good physical activity to do. This photograph represents the half-time team talk that the players have at the end of the first half. Well, this photograph works because you can see all the players chatting and have a drink quite clearly. The meaning behind this photo is that even one half can be a good workout. This photo was the last photo I took during the game, and it represents the end of the game. It works really well because you can see the players shaking hands, which tells you that there are no hard feelings. The meaning behind this photo is that it's good to show some respect to your opponent. This next photo represents the players going home or to the pub. I think it works because you can see that the players are walking towards their cars, which tells you that they are getting ready to go home or to go to the pub. The meaning of this photo is with your physical activities done, you can relax. This last photograph represents the task needed to do after the game. I believe it works really well because you can see that the player has taken down the nets and that he's walking away with the nets to get changed. The meaning of this photo is even after the game, there's something to do. I do hope these selected photos that I've taken show young people that football is a good sport to play and that it can keep you healthy and keep you active.